What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we got our Dollar Tree haul. I'm super anxious to show you what I got. So it's funny, like just the other day we were talking about doing a haul at Dollar Tree. I did a small haul for the month of December, the last one of the year. And I was like, yeah, they haven't done one in a long while. Well, they did one. And I'm actually a little bit of a day late of actually recording this, but I had so much to do yesterday that I couldn't do it. So early morning on Sunday, and I'm going to be dropping this video directly afterwards so that you guys can check out what you can find at your local Dollar Tree. There's DVDs, Blu-rays, and there's probably even more. Something weird is going on when it comes to physical format, and it seems like all these stores are just dumping pretty much everything they have now. If you're looking to pick up physical media like Blu-rays or DVDs, this is a really good opportunity to do it. As sad as it makes me, because I worry that physical media is going to be gone, and I really don't want it to be, because if you're a collector, you know that physical media is like everything to you. Digital, I get it, it's convenient and everything like that, but I like to own a piece of my art, my love, my passion, you know, and just have it so that I can go through it and actually thumb through it. Because if the nuclear holocaust happens, we're going to want to watch something. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our Dollar Tree haul and see what you might be able to find at your local Dollar Tree as well. Okay, guys, so I've adjusted the camera. I know this thing right here is actually been in the way on the last video, so I'm adjusting it so it's not in my face the whole fucking time. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what I got. There's a lot. I'm going to go through the ones that I know, and ones that I don't know, I will just show you so that you can kind of get an idea at what might be at your local Dollar Tree. So without further ado, we got The Devil's Rock, which this is actually a pretty good movie. The cover is a little silly, to be honest with you. But this is kind of a pretty cool movie about a Nazi bunker. Yeah, I think some British soldiers go into a Nazi bunker to destroy it or something like that, and they come across this like creature or some sort of devil worshipping or whatever, and it's not this thing that you're seeing that I remember. Looks different than that, but that's the cover they chose to use. I don't know why, but as you can see, look, it even has a slipcover, which is pretty cool. Nice to get this for $1, you know. So, but this is actually a pretty fun movie to watch, so you might want to check this one out. Also got Honeymoon in Las Vegas, or Honeymoon in Vegas. I thought it was Las Vegas, but Honeymoon in Vegas. This is the movie based off of some real life story, I think, where Nicolas Cage and his wife, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, are in Vegas, and this guy, fucking James Caan, says, hey, you know what? I want to sleep with your wife. I'll pay you all this money. You guys can go have your honeymoon or whatever, you know, that you want to have. And it's a really weird movie. It's a kind of like a drama comedy sort of thing, but it's one of those movies. So, but anyway, I found it for $1. It's a Blu-ray. I always try to pick up Blu-rays if I'm even slightly interested in the movie. So up next, we got The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis, which, you know, I don't remember too much, but I remember there was some funny stuff in it, and I figured, hey, and I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but I'll pick it up. Why not? Up next, we got the BKO Bangkok Knockout, which seems like an action film, which I always end up picking up at these stores. I don't know why. They're always at these Dollar Trees. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take it. You know, I'll watch it, whatever. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But hey, plenty of these, so you should be able to find these anywhere you go. I've never seen it, so I don't know much about it. Up next, we got The Town That Dreaded Sundown, which we've had this before. Now, this is an additional copy, so I'm going to be using this as a giveaway for our VIP club. For those of you who watch these videos, I like to show you movies that we pick up that we give away for our podcast that we do. If you've never heard of longlivethevoid.com, you can go right here and go to the VIP club section. It's for our podcast. It's an emailer to let you know when we got a new episode out. We give away a box full of DVDs and Blu-rays every month. or a gift card to Amazon if you're outside of the United States. This actually was it's just a sequel, technically, but I thought it was pretty ingenious what they did with this idea, so it's actually not a bad movie.
I'm going to do it again and again until you make them remember.
Up next, we got The Houses That October Built, which I thought was a really good find. You should be able to find one of these at your local Dollar Tree store. This is kind of a haunted house on Halloween that has all these people in it that are actually real murderers, and this group of people who are kind of, I believe, documenting like haunted houses or something like that. I can't remember, but first one wasn't so bad. The second one was okay. I don't know. It seemed weird that they were making a sequel for it, but I liked this movie. I thought it was pretty decent, the first one. So up next, we got All Cheerleaders Die. And this one's actually a pretty fun movie about a bunch of cheerleaders who die and come back to life and start killing everybody, which is pretty awesome. And they have this insatiable hunger for blood. And it's actually pretty fun. I actually really enjoy this. So we'll be giving away one of these. We have a huge pile, by the way, of all these movies that we give away. So up next, Sonny Chiba's GI Samurai, which I thought was really cool. Like, I saw this in there, and this, you'll find some of these like weird one-off, uncut, unedited widescreen edition, by the way. I don't even remember this movie, but I'm sure it's fun. It's Sonny Chiba, which is pretty cool. If you find this, I would snag it. I don't know. I'm kind of a big action fan. Up next, we got Inherent Vice, which I'm not really sure about, but it looked kind of fun. It looked like a 60s psychedelic kind of romp, which is weird, though. It said rental. I'm not even sure. It's not even open, so I don't know. Maybe they got this from one of those companies that just couldn't sell it. This looked like it might be kind of fun, so I picked it up for $1. Up next, we got Some Kind of Hate, which it says a vicious, poignant new take on the supernatural slasher. At first, I almost didn't pick this one up because I think I've seen it before, but I was like, supernatural slasher? All right, I'll give it a whirl. So you might be able to find a couple of these out there in the wild. Any of these titles, if one of you guys knows what some of these are and I don't, sound off in the comments section below to let everybody know. Up next, we got Confine, which this seemed interesting. Wasn't sure what it was about. It says years after horrific accident turns model Pippa into an agoraphobic shut-in, she finds herself host to a terrifying home invasion. Soon Pippa is forced to face her worst fears. She discovers just how neurotic and sadistic her unwelcome guests truly are. I could get into that. I figured that might be kind of fun, so we'll check it out. Up next, we got VHS in a DVD case. No, I'm kidding. So this is one I'm going to be giving away since I already own a copy of this. We'll be putting this in the pile. I think we even have another one in there already, but this has been, you know, at the Dollar Tree for a while, but they just keep showing up. And honestly, I think this is a really good anthology of short films. So up next, we got Stage Fright. This is the remake that they did. I believe it was like a musical as well. I actually didn't mind it so much. It's not exactly my type of movie. The original, it's very different from the original, but I figured I'd get it anyway for $1. I pretty much, as soon as I see a horror movie, I'm like, buy it, get it, $1, whatever.
Isn't it wrong to sing and dance when someone just died?
Up next, we got Roadkill, which is a sci-fi original movie. I've seen this actually, I think. No, I haven't. But this is pretty new, I thought. It came out in 2010. But the cover, this cover of this girl crawling on the ground, I've seen before. So they used it for another movie. There was this movie about these people that were in a back of a truck, like in the back of the actual trailer. All these crazy things ensue, and I thought it was called Road Rage or something like that, but they used the exact same picture here, except on this one, you have the bird swooping down, so I have no idea what it's about. But I figured for $1, I'll definitely check this one out. So you might be able to find one of these. Up next, this was a really good find. I love this movie. I believe that it's on a lot of streaming services, whether it's on Amazon Prime or Netflix, but this is a really great fucking movie. It's fan-fucking-tastic, called Time Crimes. This movie is really cool, man. I really enjoyed this one a lot, so this was a great find. If you see this, I would pick it up if you've never seen it or don't own it, because I don't know. I would love to have a Blu-ray of it, but I don't own it at all, so I figured, hey, I'll grab this for sure. Up next, we got Shiver. And this is not the David Cronenberg movie, obviously, Shivers. It has Daniel Harris, Casper Van Dien, and John Jarrett in this savagely entertaining horror thriller based on the acclaimed novel by Brian Harper. The Griffin is a serial killer with a flair for the dramatic and grisly trophy case of victims, but when he sets out to add shy young secretary Wendy to his macabre collection, he gets more than he bargained for. It could be okay. Casper Van Dien, he's the guy that was in fucking Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
All right, now for this next batch, these are all the movies that I found multiples of, and I bought multiples of so that I could give them away in our giveaway, so that you guys would have like extra stuff, plus get one for me each. So there's going to be a lot that I'm going to go through here. You should have no problem finding these at your stores. We went to 3 stores, by the way, and they all had movies, so we just like, this is probably the biggest haul we've ever had. So we got The Gallows, which, you know, I don't remember too much. I remember they did 2 of these movies, and it's like a found footage sort of movie, but we have 3 extra. Well, we have, I think we're giving one to our friends, so we have 2 extra that we're going to be giving away in the giveaway, and then one I'm keeping for myself. But yeah, so I figured I'd get this. It's on Blu-ray. Anytime I see a Blu-ray of like horror, I'm usually picking it up anyway, so you should find this. It's not gotten the greatest reviews, but I don't remember it being that bad. Up next, we got Chillerama, which is awesome. This is an anthology of films that you could probably find on streaming on like Netflix or Prime. I can't remember. It's been up there forever. But this was a lot of fun. And it's got some pretty funny segments in it that I really enjoyed. I had to pick this up. I figured, you know, on DVD, it's fine by me. We got 2 copies. You should be able to at least find one at your local place. But yeah, one of these we're going to be giving away on the VIP Club, and one where I'm keeping for me. Up next, we got Inheritance, which is the unrated cut, if you can read that. This is essentially about 5 ambitious cousins set out on a family reunion during the dead of winter. The purpose of the retreat is to secure their inheritance, a fortune that dates back many generations. Upon their arrival, Uncle Melvin welcomes them with open arms, but warns them to respect their family traditions. During the weekend, as each of the cousins mysteriously disappears, they learn the truth about their family legacy, blood ancestry, and the ultimate sacrifice. I got an extra copy for our VIP club. Up next, we got The Evil in Us. Now, I've seen this. This is kind of somewhat recent. This is from 2015. I believe this is about a bunch of friends that go out on a trip and then actually trip. I could be wrong, but it actually wasn't too bad. I got an extra copy of this, one for the giveaway.
Wheeler? Wheeler, what?
Here's one. Ghanshyam Haunted Asylum. This is actually pretty cool. This is one of those found footage sort of movies about the haunted asylum. I actually saw a lot of the making of this movie. We were going to do a review of this movie actually, and it was one of the movies that I watched at the end of the year last year to see if it would be in my top 10. It didn't make it, but I still really liked this movie and I thought it was pretty good. They do some really cool stuff in this. It's not a bad movie to own, so if you see this, I would definitely pick it up. Only on DVD here, but it doesn't really matter because it's all movie shot on video, so, you know, it's mostly in dark lit areas and shit like that, so I got an extra copy for our VIP club. Up next, we got City of Dead Men. Now, I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know much about it. Multiple copies of this, so I figured I'd pick up a couple, give one away. Up next, This Girl is Badass. That's actually the name of the movie. This Girl is Badass is actually pretty cool. I don't remember very much about it, but let's just put it this way. It's an action movie with a girl who uses her bike to fight, and she does some pretty cool tricks in it. I thought it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I picked up like 3 copies of this, 1 for me and 2 to give away. I think it's worthy of picking up if you get a chance to check it out, if you like action movies anyway. All right, we're down to our last stack, guys, so it's almost done. Up next, we got Hoarder, the Hoarder, which I thought this came out recently, or at least I saw it somewhere. It's from 2014, I guess. I have never seen this, but I like when they come in these the slip cases, you know, that's always cool. Obviously about a guy who hoards stuff. It's probably a little ridiculous, but I figured I'd pick it up and take a shot at it. I'll check it out. Up next, we got Stuck. This movie is really good, actually. This is based off a true story, by the way. I think it's based off a true story, I should say. But it's essentially about a girl who is drunk or fucked up on drugs or something like that, and she hits a guy and he gets stuck in her window. Holy shit, you would never think that a movie like this would have that much tension. But man, this movie gets pretty crazy, and I already own a copy of this. It's actually pretty gory, pretty fun, pretty interesting. So we'll be giving away a copy of this. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend watching it. Up next, we got Blackwood. You Can't Outrun Fate. Now, I'm not 100% sure, because the owl on the front really confuses me, but I thought that there was a movie that they gave away free digitally online, but I don't know if this is the one. It's a thriller where terrifying visions spiral into deep obsessions that plagues college professors Ben Marshall. Having recently recovered from an emotional breakdown, Ben relocates his family to a peaceful countryside in the Blackwood estate, where upon arrival he is plagued by visions of murder he is convinced took place in the home. All is not as it seems in this haunting tale of lies, betrayal, murder. I figured I'd give it a shot. Up next, we got Batman Bad Blood. Christina wanted to pick this up. I figured why not? It's one of those animated movies. I've never seen it, actually, so I don't know anything about it. But it looked kind of cool, kind of dark, so we picked it up. Up next, we got Transcendence, which is a Johnny Depp movie where he's not a pirate or acting like one in any of his movies.
No, that one I deserve.
This is essentially about a guy who I think is dying, and he transfers his memory into a computer. The computer becomes sentient because of him doing that. He's really trying to save people, but it goes pretty haywire. It's a pretty interesting movie. I didn't think it was terrible, but I wasn't really fond of it either. But I figured I'd pick it up on Blu-ray, so if you see this, you might want to pick it up. It's a sci-fi kind of movie. Up next, we got The Paranormal Diaries, Clop Hill, whatever that is. It's from the makers of the Zombie Diaries. Kind of looks familiar, like the front does. Seems like a supernatural horror movie. I figured, probably found footage. I'll check it out. Up next, we got Rise of an Empire 3D, by the way. Now, I have seen other people find copies of 300 on Blu-ray, so if you see those, you might want to get it. This is one of the sequels of it. I don't think that this was really good or anything like that. Tried to make these lower budget versions of 300, essentially. But I said, you know what? I'll pick it up. It's on Blu-ray, and it's in 3D. Not that I have a 3D TV, so I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. Up next, The Possession. This is based on a true story. This is the Dybbuk box movie, which was actually pretty good. Daughter who picks up a Dybbuk box at an old estate sale that kills this woman or something like that, and then the girl gets like infected by the Dybbuk box by opening it. It's interesting. It's not a great movie, but it's not terrible either. It's like actually a pretty cool movie to watch. I already own a copy of this, so I'll be giving one away.
Slow down.
Slow down!
Up next, we got The Last Showing. Now, this one is a Robert Englund film that I don't remember anything about. I guess this came out in 2014. I like Robert Englund. He's pretty good, but he's been in a lot of stuff that I haven't seen, I'll be honest. But I figured I'd pick this up and check it out. Up next, We got Robert, the doll that started it all. Oh my God. This isn't child's play, says on the front. This is, you know, one of those silly doll killing movies. But you know what? You know, sometimes it's just funny to watch these kind of things. So we might check it out in the future. Up next. This one was a little open, but whatever. I'm going to be opening it anyway. Action movie. I like these kind of movies, so I was all about picking this up just to take a chance on and see if it's any good. Even if it's silly, I love that shit. So, but yeah, it's got like a cut in the front here. You can see I could stick my finger inside of it, but whatever. Up next, we got I Saw the Devil, which I've heard a lot of people really like this movie, and I think I saw it. I know it's been on some of the streaming services or whatever. It's an unrated copy too, so that's a good thing. Magnet release, so I'm definitely happy I got this. I don't own it. Oh. Can you hear that? The disc is just floating around in there. So this one's the Canyon. Surviving is just the beginning. So this could be, it's a magnet release. Honeymoon, Nick and Lori head off to Grand Canyon for adventure and their time alone together. Upon arriving, they hire Henry as their guide, who seems to have his own idea about the outdoor excursion. When tragedy strikes, the newlyweds must fend for themselves, discovering they are prey being hunted by something or someone. They desperately fight for survival to escape the canyon.
We should have gone to Hawaii.
Here's one that I don't really remember too much about, but I always remember the cover for some reason. This one's Decoys. I found this one and I was like, oh shit, I'll pick this up. 2003, so it goes back a little ways, but it says some students aren't exactly what they seem to be in Decoys. If college co-eds Lily and Constance look like two out of this world blonde beauties, that's because they're actually intergalactic space invaders with a mission to breed with humans before taking over the Earth. And even though the girls' mating skills have proven to be fatal to their victims, they keep on trying. So when Luke, a hard-partying freshman, accidentally witnesses the shapely shapeshifters in their full-bodied alien state, he knows it's up to him to save the planet before he truly gets wasted. Oh man, what a fucking title, dude. I'm kind of looking forward to watching this now for some reason.
Black snakes start whipping around.
Alien with snake tits?
Ass-kicking aliens from Hoarder planet.
Up next, so we got Eli Roth's Sacrament, The Sacrament, which we've given away quite a few of these. I think we've picked up like 5 or 6 of these. This is one of those like found footage-y sort of films about the Jim Jones massacre out in another country, which, you know, wasn't too bad, and it's got some people in it that I really like. It has its flaws, obviously, but if you're into found footage kind of movies, this might be for you. But I'll be giving this copy away. And last, we have Severance, which I believe I own a copy of. Yes, I actually just looked it up. I do own this copy of this, so I will be giving this away. This is actually a pretty fun little movie. And it is about basically people who are going on a work vacation for their work. Everybody gets killed or something like that, and they're gonna get fired, and they take them out to this retreat or something, and then everybody starts murdering everybody or something like that. But I remember it being not a bad movie. If you see this, you might want to pick it up. I think it's pretty good if you're into those kind of movies. Pretty fun stuff. So. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's everything that I found at the Dollar Tree. There was other stuff there that I might have already had or just didn't feel like picking up. But for the most part, they had a lot of fucking movies that I've never had before. So I just went wild, and we just went to 3 stores to pick it up. You might want to visit a couple of different stores to see what you might be able to find. You might be able to find more than what I did. But it seems like they're just dumping all their stuff now, and they're just getting rid of it. This might be a good opportunity to pick up a lot of movies for $1 each. Did you see anything in there that you guys liked? Is there anything that you would have picked up? Is there any movies in there I shouldn't have picked up maybe? Sound off in the comment section down below. If this is your first time watching this, please give it a like and subscribe and share it with your friends, including your grandparents, because I know that they will love this video. Anyway, I keep saying grandparents. I don't know why. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming by. If you're looking for some reviews of some new movies or anything like that, we have a podcast and we do reviews here on the YouTube, so you can check that out. So please do. But other than that, thank you so much for coming by, and as always, long live the void.